With this video we begin to go deeper into software testing, and we shall start with general testing terminology. Many IT beginners probably heard about all these terms, and some people don't really know the difference. So what is quality assurance? What's quality control, quality management, and how does it lead to quality? As we can see here, quality assurance and quality control both contribute to the quality management. This idea, quality assurance, is mostly kind of a management activity. It deals with planning, with development strategies, and so on. This idea, quality control, is mostly about typical everyday testing activities like execution of test cases, finding and reporting bugs, and so on. But both these ideas are absolutely necessary to manage the quality. So this and this contribute to this, and quality management gives us the quality, and all this is software testing. And to make it somehow even more clear, let's review it with some clear everyday life example. Let's assume we have some medical clinic, some hospital, something about medicine. So the goal, the idea here is the healthy patient. That's the analog of quality. The healthy patient comes from treatment. That's the idea of quality management, the analog of quality management. How is the treatment performed? It uses both medication and procedures. That's kind of quality assurance and ongoing diagnostics. That's like quality control. So if the previous slide was not so clear, I hope this one is much clearer, so you can understand what is what and how what relates to what. Of course, there are official definitions for testing, for quality. As you can see, there are a lot of words here, so we shall not turn this video into an audiobook. You can always pause the video and read this text yourself. Just let's notice that these definitions and any other definition in our course come from ISTQB official glossary. And here are other three definitions about quality management, quality assurance, and quality control. As usually, you just have to read and try to remember these definitions. The next global idea in software testing is a definition of defect. When do we see a defect? When the expected result and the actual result don't match. We expect something from software. We get that from test cases and from requirements. And we see actual result, how the software behaves. So if this and that matches, it's okay. But if it's not, that means we have a defect here. Of course, there are exceptions, but usually if the expected result and the actual result don't match, we may say that we have a defect here. And once again, here are official definitions of defect, expected result, and actual result coming from the ISTQB glossary. So please pause the video, read and try to remember. If you already want to know what happens when we find a defect, here is a brief sample of defect report. Of course, we shall review this in details in proper chapter of our course. It's a document that has a special ID, that has summary written by special rules, that has some detailed description, that has steps to reproduce, how to recreate the defects. It shows if the defect is reproducible, how severe it is, what's the priority of this defect, what's the symptom, can we work around the defect or not. It may contain some comments, some attachments, and so on. So about all this and much more in details in a couple of videos. Next three great ideas in software testing are checklist, test case, and test suite. What's the deal here? First of all, software testers create checklists, such as lists of basic ideas on how should I test this or that. Then, after reviewing such lists, best ideas from checklists may be converted into test cases. They're documents with special templates, with special rules to follow. So, checklists are easy and quick to combine, but they don't contain a lot of detailed information. Test cases are not so easy to write down, but they, of course, contain a lot of special data. And when we have a lot of test cases, we may combine them somehow in test suites. Let's review how it all works by examples. Of course, we should have special chapters in our course dedicated to checklists and test cases, but here's just a quick sample. The checklist is a list of ideas. I may do this, that, with some parameters, and this, and maybe that, and so on. So, as you can see, short phrases here. Each phrase represents one big idea. Once I have such checklist and reviewed it, I can switch to writing down test cases. Once again, just a sample. Here you can see these, the whole document represents only one idea from the checklist. And of course it has special fields like ID, priority, requirement related with the test case, module, submodule, and as you can see, a lot of data here. Steps, expected results from each step, and so on. So for now, please be patient. In a couple of videos, we shall review all this in rich details. And as it was mentioned before, when we have a lot of test cases, each line in this table is a separate test case. We may want to somehow combine them into test suites for the convenience. How can we do it? We may just come with some special idea. For instance, I want all tests for error handler submodule. So I can see, okay, what do I have here? Submodule. Where is error handler? Here. So all those tests will make a special test suite that investigates that error handler submodule. Any other idea may produce another set of test cases. As you probably already guessed, software testing terminology doesn't end with those several terms that we've just reviewed. You should absolutely visit this URL, and you should absolutely look through this glossary, this nice ISTQB glossary. So once you open this URL, you may see that kind of 700 results here. So please just find some time to scroll down the list, to click the pages and read these official definitions. It will help you a lot. So I hope from now on we can speak the same software testing language. We all understand the same terminology, and of course we will use this terminology in next videos, in next chapters of our course.